Yo, PC fan, what's going on, everybody out there, everybody watching, no matter where you are, we're international, so it could be morning, it could be evening, it could be night, I don't know. I'm just happy that you're here with us, and we're talking sports today. We're talking hoop, we're talking football. Football season is officially underway. I'm excited. I know you're excited. The world is excited. We love sports around here.
Yes, we do.
And right now is great, Chill.
100%,
I always
yo.
love September. You know why I love September, Chill? Tell you, because we get the WNBA, the NBA is on its way, NFL, baseball. I mean, we got sports, just sports on top of sports. The NBA is right around the corner, so stuff is getting interesting. The NFL, they're playing all over the world. Chill. Let's get into that. How do you feel about that? And do you think that expand? Like, what do you think that does for the brand of football?
Well, first of all, Ox, let's not act like we wasn't starving a little while ago, because you just said it. Like, this is why I love September, because from like the end of July up until this point, we really reaching. We ain't really got much going on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really much going on. We got baseball going on. We was reaching with the Eurobasket tournament, but now, to your point, okay, the playoffs get ready to start. We winding down with baseball because we got division races going on. The NFL season has just cracked open, which is great, right? And training camp opens up in another like 2.5 weeks. So we go from basically famine to we got a whole buffet now. Okay, so we back in business. No doubt about that.
You know that's dangerous, too. You know they say like when people get rescued on like stranded on islands or like they get rescued from stuff, like you can't just give them a bunch of water, or you can't just just feed them a whole bunch of food. Yeah, you gotta take it easy. So this is dangerous. I'm about to have like a sports overload, So,
your eyes always bigger than your stomach, Ox. Your eyes are always bigger than your stomach when you see it. But to your point, I mean, football is king. If we're going to be honest, we're very much, and you can appreciate this, Ox, with you doing Ox Court and you being a man of the people in terms of what America is about. We're a country of violence. We love violence, and one of the most violent things is pro football. As much as it's gotten turned down, it's still a very violent sport. And America loves that, right? So because America loves that, they gravitate toward that, even though it's a beautiful game. So with that being said, we got a lot of stuff going on in pro football. We got the Chiefs who've been, they've been in the bowl game for the last 5 years. I'm very much aware of that because they ended up seeing my 49ers just 2 years ago and we lost to them in overtime. And I'm out on Patrick Mahomes. I asked for the rematch. I got it. I got spanked. I'm out. Okay, you win. All right. Because the first time we saw them in 2020, I was like, you know what? I want another crack at these dudes. Well, I got the other crack at them, and you know what? You got it, Joe. I'm out. You got it. I'm 100% out. But I feel like with football being back, for me, it's always been with football season coming. That means basketball season right around the corner. That's why I love it more than anything. I love it.
Right. I feel that too. It's exciting. That last night was an exciting game. I checked it out. I watched the first quarter and then the second half. I didn't see the second quarter, but I watched as much of it as I could. And I thought it was cool they were playing in Brazil. I know they've played in Germany. I know they played overseas a couple of times, and I believe they're playing in Mexico City again. I'm not all the way sure about exactly where they're going to be playing, but I just think it's real cool that they're doing that, playing abroad. I know a lot of countries don't really get a lot of American football. I know there are other countries that do play American football, but it's not as big. And I think it's pretty cool for their fans to get to see that, something different. That was pretty dope to see him playing in Brazil yesterday. How'd you feel about that game? For me, Chill, it's always anybody but the Chiefs for me. And it's been that way for a long time. And so it was. And also, I'm the Harbaugh, the Harbaugh brothers. I support them anywhere they go. And I like Justin Herbert. And Patrick Mahomes once again was, he tried to make it one last night.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think the thing we forget about Patrick Mahomes is like even though he's in his prime, he's still a young guy, and barring any injuries, I can probably get another 7-8 more years of this. I mean, this guy is nothing short of fantastic. He led the Chiefs in rushing last night, right? Led the Chiefs in rushing last night. Threw for almost 4,000 yards last season, and that was one of his down years last season. One of his down years, but I'm in the minority here. I got a bit of a soft spot for Coach Harbaugh. He used to coach the 49ers, took us to the bowl game. He was instrumental in our reproduction because, again, Ox, we were nothing short of God. Before we got Harbaugh, we were not. I think we had missed the playoffs like 8 straight years. We were garbage with the 49ers. We weren't doing anything. Harbaugh comes in there, he turns that thing around, and we actually get it going with that Chiefs team. I mean, Xavier Worthy ended up getting hurt last night. With him getting hurt last night, that's going to be a big blow. It was incidental. I mean, it wasn't something that was on purpose. It was between him and Travis Kelce. They bumped into each other on a cross route. But I've always been I'm in the minority too. I'm in the minority outside of Los Angeles fans. I've been a Justin Herbert stan for a long time. When I first saw him, I thought I was looking at Dan Marino 2.0. That's who I saw when I saw him. Great in the pocket, great delivery. His mechanics have gotten so much better. His decision making has gotten so much better. The fact that he's got Harbaugh, people expect things to turn around immediately when you get a coach. It's going to take some time to adjust. And I think that with him, he looks so much more comfortable in the pocket now. Not only does he look so much more comfortable in the pocket, coach has put together reads for him. With Jim Harbaugh being a quarterback, he put together reads for him to enhance his strengths. Like last night, I saw a play where he would have thrown an interception. Last night, he's in the pocket and it's 1, 2, 3, and he would just panic. He wasn't doing that. He actually was really calm and ended up hitting his receiver in the back of the end zone before he'd step up in the pocket and ended up panicking, either trip over himself or throw an interception. So I like what I'm seeing from him. I'm a big Justin Herbert fan. I've always been a big time Justin Herbert fan, and I like what they're doing. Now, as you know, Ox, I believe 49 red, but I do see something on the side, no doubt about it.
Justin Herbert, he's an Oregon kid. He's from Eugene, went to Sheldon High School in Eugene. He went to University of Oregon.
That I didn't know. I did not know he was from Eugene. I knew he went to University of Oregon. I did not know he was from there. That's news.
Yeah, well, I know he went to Sheldon High School in Eugene. So so he's from the area. There's Justin always when football season comes around, it's a lot of Justin Herbert jerseys all around, and people are up here. People are behind. If you're not behind the Seahawks, more than likely you're behind the Chargers of Justin Herbert right now in this area. So people were excited, and plus, it's pretty common, man. We hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. I do. And so it was pretty dope. Speaking of 49er red, though, Chill. What are you expecting from your squad this year? As far as in your division, can y'all beat out the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals? Can y'all win the division? More importantly, can y'all get to the playoffs? And how do y'all stack up against the NFC?
I think that we're going to be fine. If I look at our schedule, it might be tough early. 6 our first 8 games, that's almost half the season, Ox, are on the road. They come down here. They're in Tampa on the 12th. I think I'm going to go to that game. They don't come to the East Coast, especially down here in Florida. They don't really come down here a lot. So the last time they were down here, I actually went to the game when they played in 2019. They came down here. They played against Tampa. I went to that game. I think I'm going to go to the game again. But I like the fact that
October 12th or
October 12th is a Sunday. Yep. I like the fact that we supplemented our wide receiving core. The fact that Brandon Ayuk is going to be on a PUP list to start the season. We supplemented that with Scantling, and we got Scantling from Buffalo. He was in Green Bay a couple of years, and then he ended up going to Buffalo. So I think that that's going to help us out a lot. I'm still a little worried about my offensive line, and the reason why I'm worried about my offensive line because it's anchored by a 37-year-old. Right, it's anchored by a 37-year-old who is still the best offensive lineman in the game. I ain't gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight that. But with that being said, I look at the division and I still like my defense. I think Nick Bosa is, with the exception of TJ Watt, I think he's still the best pass rusher in the game. I think he's still the best edge rusher in the game. I think Fred Warner is the best. Is arguably the best interior defensive lineman in the game. I think we do a really good job in stopping the run. So I like our schedule and I like what's going on, even though early on our schedule is going to be really tough, right? Even though early on our schedule is going to be really tough, where I think our 6 our first 8 games are on the road, but it gets better at the end of the season. I'm looking at the last part of our schedule, and I think we could run the table. Like the last six of our last 8 games are 4 of our last. It's either 4 of our last 5 or 5 of our last 6 are at home, and I think we could win all of those. So I think we win 10 games this year, maybe 11, and I think that's good enough to get into the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that's good enough to get in the playoffs.
We're going to be looking out for that as the season goes. I mean, y'all know already where to go. You know, we got the press box here on the Players Choice channel. If you want to get top-notch prime NFL talks, make sure you check out my man Bama, J-Rob, and Swiper on the press box. They're doing it every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Don't be late. You don't want to miss it. We got the best football talking guys on the planet, not the internet, on the planet. Don't miss the press box if you want to learn football. If you're a football casual like Ox, get to the press box. You can learn a thing or two. Okay? Make sure you check it out. But in the meantime, on Chill with Chill, we'll be following the 49ers. We'll be giving you all the Chiefs hate that you can handle. And we'll be tapping into football from now and again. But if you want to get down and dirty in the gridiron, go to the press box. Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss it, y'all.
I left out something important too, Ox, because Christian McCaffrey is questionable on Sunday against Seattle. Yeah, he got a calf injury. I don't think it's serious, but here's the thing that I feel about him. And a lot of people are, oh, no. I think we got the best version of him 2 years ago when we went to the bowl game. This is who he really is. He was always banged up when he was in Carolina. He came to San Francisco for that 1 year. He got with the 49ers that one season where he was up for league MVP, led the league in rushing. I think that was an anomaly. This is actually who he is, the dude that's consistently in and out of the lineup for various reasons due to injury. I'm thinking to myself, if I could get, of these 17 games, if I could get 12 games out of C-Mac, if I could get 12, 13 games out of C-Mac, I think our offense would be good enough, and I think that we can win. I think we could, if I can get 13 games out of him, I think we can win 10, maybe 11 of those 13 games, and I think we'll be in business. So I think he'll be ready to go. I do. I think he'll be ready to go on Sunday. He's questionable, but I do think he'll be ready to go on Sunday. I think it's a precaution more than anything. But yeah, I think we handle Seattle this Sunday. I do.
Chill. I know how you feel about the calf and you know, Achilles and you know, lower leg injuries and stuff like that. Are you okay with them putting Christian McCaffrey out there?
I'm a little worried, and the reason why I'm a little worried because he is a running back, and as a running back, that stuff gets real tricky. On top of that, this is an injury that's been lingering since last year. Right, this isn't an injury that just happened in training camp. Right, this isn't an injury that just happened in preseason. He had this issue last year too, and because he had this issue last year, I mean, I felt like they've done a good job in managing it. So I think I'm cool with it. Yeah, I think I'm cool with it.
Okay, no doubt. Well, like I said, y'all, if y'all want to get all the NFL talk, make sure you don't miss the press box. Them dudes will be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Before we get to the NBA, let's touch the W real quick. Apparently, Asa Wilson, the best basketball player on the planet, is now the favorite for the MVP. Chill, do you think she's earned it?
Yes, I do. I even though I'm still on the Alyssa Thomas train. I am, and I know how you feel about Asia because I feel the same way. I think she's the best player in the league, and the fact that they've been able to muster up what they have, considering how they started the season and they started slow, and the fact that they've been rolling the way that they've been rolling, I feel like Asia has gotten back to who Asia is. She's blocking shots, cleaning glass like she did in the past, which made her more dominant. The offense with her, I've never been when it comes to the offense with her, I've never actually questioned it, and that's a bad thing too, Ox. And here's why: because with her, I almost take it for granted how good she is as a bucket getter. I take it for granted how good she is as a scorer and how she can score in a multitude of ways because it's so automatic, right? That spin move that she has in the paint, how good she is in transition when it comes off the glass and she's running and that they're looking for her. I mean, I feel like because she's so good, I feel like I've taken a lot of that for granted. And I don't want to do that because what I'm doing is I'm lessening who she is. And you figure, over the last like 13 games, they've beaten some really good teams. They beat Golden State twice. They beat Seattle. They beat the Liberty, handled the Liberty as a matter of fact. Yep, they beat Phoenix. They definitely should handle Dallas, no question about that. But they beat Phoenix twice, right? So, and they beat Atlanta. So I'm thinking to myself, if you put together what they've put together in the amount of time, because to be honest with you, I think they got 3 regular season games left. They should win these. They should win these last. They got Chicago twice, and then they got the Sparks. Right? They got Chicago twice, and they got the Sparks. So they should win the rest of their regular season games. The fact that A'ja has what she has behind her in terms of the machine, it doesn't hurt. But I still think that what Alyssa Thomas did for that Phoenix team this season, I want to make it clear that I'm not arguing that A'ja is a better player. There's clearly a gap.
Right.
I clearly think that there's a gap. But what Alyssa Thomas did for that team this season in terms of distribution, in terms of her being a playmaker, which I didn't even know she was that good as a playmaker. I was blown away by that. I didn't know she was that good as a distributor. I didn't know she was that good as a passer. I knew she could score, but I didn't know that she could score in a multitude of ways with the ball. I thought she was more of a dirty work girl. And the fact that she's almost the engine of that offense, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about the league MVP. I think it goes without saying that A'ja is the best player in the league, and being the best player in the league when you win the league MVP does not always correlate. But in this particular situation, it will. I think she is the best player in the league, and she will end up winning the league MVP. But I feel like Alyssa Thomas has a lot better case than I think a lot of y'all give her credit for.
No doubt. Shout out to Alyssa. I know people are kind of questioning like how the odds shifted so drastically the way they did.
Like 1 minute it was this, and then the next minute it was that.
I think it was one of those situations where like A'ja was putting in all the work, but I think they were still going to give Fee the benefit of the doubt. And I think they were like, well, we got a head-to-head matchup. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was one of those situations where like Fee, if you could stop this streak, if you can slow A'ja down and stop this streak, we will give you the MVP. Not give it to you because you earned it as well. Fee, you've done amazing this year. You've shown what you can do. But I think the manner in which A'ja Wilson went into that arena and dominated,
handled her.
I think it was just like, well, Fee, we tried. We tried, Fee. But I'm sorry, we just can't. And I think that's fair.
And Ox, don't discount that kind of head-to-head matchups matter. That's why I thought in 2020, and I'll bring up James really quickly. That's why I thought James was going to win the league MVP in the 2019-2020 season, because that head-to-head matchup with Giannis, it was close. And then when he saw him in Los Angeles and clearly outplayed him, to your point, well, what was going on with Fee and A'ja Wilson, like we got a serious conversation between you two. And Fee, you can make some separation here. I don't think that there's anybody that really honestly thinks that Fee is a better player than A'ja. But you can make some separation here, considering what happened the last time y'all saw them. They smoked y'all by 50, right? Blew y'all out. So if this ends up, if you end up seeing her again in this particular situation, this could really sway the voters your way. Only except A'ja completely dominated that game and completely dominated her. It was obvious. I say this all the time, Ox. It was obvious watching that game. That's different than that. That right there. If you never watched basketball before and you watching these two, you go, that ain't the same as that right there.
Yeah, no, I think A'ja's been taking it very personally. I think she's been taking it personally, and the Fees Collier is an amazing player. I can't say anything against that. I'm watching that game, and then people were trying to say, oh, they were taking it easy. They're just coasting. Well, you can listen to the post game and pre-game interviews from the Minnesota Lynx, and you can see they weren't coasting. The Fees Collier played 31 minutes that game.
Be clear.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like she played. It's not like she played a few minutes and went through. No, she played 31 minutes. So I think A'ja's gonna get this MVP, and I think she's worthy of it. Chill, I do.
So this will be 4 now. This will be 4 in 5 years or 4 and 6 years.
4 and 6, I think, because I think it's 4 and 6 if I'm not
4
mistaken.
and 6 years. That's pretty impressive, Ox. That's pretty impressive. And I'm a Sylvia Fowles stan. I think Sylvia Fowles is the best defensive player in WNBA history. That includes Lisa Leslie. But with that being said, when I watch Asia and I watch her on both the offensive and defensive end, and 4 MVPs in 6 years, they won the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons. If she could continue doing what she's doing, if I can get, I don't even think she's got to win the league MVP again, Ox, to be honest with you. But if I can get her to play at this level, because what is she, 28, I think, something like that? If I could get her to play at this level for another 4, maybe 3 or 4 years, Ox, I think that there's a clear separation between her and everybody else. Clear. It's almost like it's almost like when I saw Shaq, and I felt like, and I told him this too, that like you should have shut the GOAT debate down. Like it shouldn't have been a question. We should have this thing should have been over with you. And I feel like Asia, what she's doing, I feel like if I can get another 3-4 more years at this level, I think she can shut the GOAT debate down, Ox. Like I don't think it'll be a question who the best player to ever play is.
Well, chill, let's not forget too, she has 2 DPOIs too. And with that being said, I don't think she's gonna get it this year, but she's played great defense this year as well. I know a lot of people are saying Gabby will get it from Seattle, Gabby Williams up in Seattle, but let's not forget she is a defensive stopper. I've been saying that what she's in right now is what we seen in the early 2000s, late 90s from Tim Duncan. That's what she reminds me of. It's amazing. Well, y'all tap in, man. WNBA is not over yet. It's still going strong. Playoffs are on the way. We'll keep you updated here as we always do. But take it upon yourself. Take the initiative. Watch some basketball, y'all. Tap in. Guys, we have a top 25 small forward list to drop. We're going to get to that in a second. But before that, Chill, would you mind telling the people who are the what is it? The Hall of Fame? Is it Naismith Hall of Fame? Is it what is Naismith Hall of Fame? We got some Hall of Famers on the way. Chill, would you mind telling the people who we got ahead of us?
Well, I think it's really interesting how people talk about the Hall of Fame, not recognizing that it is the Basketball Hall of Fame, and it's not just the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. And the inductees this year, might be a little bit interesting. There's some people who might have a little bit of a question on who they are. Like the headliners are Carmelo Anthony, and if any of you guys know, Carmelo Anthony, one of the best scorers, arguably a top 10 scorer in NBA history, one of the best players that the NBA has ever seen. I'm on record saying that there was a stretch between 2009 and 2013 where I can make a legit argument he was the best one-on-one player in the game. And that's when Dirk Nowitzki, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, KD, these dudes are running around. I can make a legit argument that Carmelo Anthony was the best one-on-one player in the game. Get to it as quickly and as efficiently as possible, had one of the best mid-range games I've ever seen. The fact that he didn't win the NBA championship, you do need some luck behind you in order for that to happen, and I don't think he was fortunate enough for that to happen, but he's basically the face of Team USA. Before, when he retired, he was the all-time leading scorer in Team USA history. I think he's got 3 gold medals playing with Team USA. He's been nothing short of fantastic with that team.
It's KD now, right?
Yes, it is KD. Yes, sir. Won a national championship as a freshman at Syracuse, which if any of y'all know, he was awesome at Syracuse. He actually didn't want to leave Syracuse. That's how good that a team that they had and how much he loved being there. So, shout out to Carmelo.
Boeheim made him, right?
Made him leave, Ox. He didn't want to go. Yeah, he made him leave. He was like, nah, you ain't welcome back here next year. You got to go. So he had to go. So, I know that sounds crazy.
Shout out Coach Boeheim.
You got to kick your best player out because
real quick, I'm sorry. I'm just curious. If you can name a couple of your favorite college coaches of all time, who would that be? Because mine is Rick Pitino and Jim Boeheim. Those are my favorite.
Let's see. George Ravlin is one of my favorite college basketball coaches. Let's see. I'm thinking of, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name. Coach Cal is definitely, he's my favorite, to be honest with you, when I think about college coaches. Really quickly, Ox, I had the pleasure of meeting him, and I said to him, I said, you became my favorite college basketball coach when y'all lost to Fairleigh Dickinson in the NIT, and in the post game, I think he's got like 3 or 4 McDonald's All-Americans coming in next season. And in the post game, he said, the great thing about this is next season, we're going to have incredible competition. I was like, yo, that's me right there. If I'm 17, 18 years old, that's who I want to play for, because he doesn't care about who's coming in here. He's like, I got 10 spots. I got 5 starting spots. I got 5 spots open. Come get one of them. Which one of you guys want someone? That's called competition right there. Let's battle for the spot. Oh, I fell in love with Coach Cal when I heard that. Coach Cal, Mike Krzyzewski, George Ravlin, oh man, the coach from Temple. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I really dug him.
Man,
yeah. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on him, but the coach from Temple, yeah, I was a big fan of his. Yeah, those are, just off the top of my head, those are some of my favorite coaches.
Okay. Back to the Hall of Fame. I ain't want to derail.
So Carmelo Anthony is definitely worthy of the Hall of Fame. Dwight Howard is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. He had a stretch from 2008 to like 2014. Some people say, well, it was a weak era of big men. Well, maybe it was a weak era of big men, but Dwight Howard was nothing short of dominant. He destroyed the NBA at the big man spot. I can make an argument in 2011. I thought that he could have been the league MVP that year. It was the defensive player of the year. He averaged 23 and 14. They were holding teams to 75. A lot of people will say, well, it was the slowest era in basketball. Well, during that time, when we get to the late 2000s and we're moving into early 2010s, I mean, Dwight Howard was still an anchor on defense. And these teams that they were playing were really good on offense, and he was shutting the door on them. Won an NBA championship ultimately with that Laker team, which is great. He was on that team. He was on Team USA in 2008. So, I mean, Dwight Howard he's one of those. He definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I think he's one of those guys that we look at and maybe he might have left some things on the table. There was some attitude issues, and there was some unfortunate stuff. But for the most part, he was incredible as a player, no doubt about that. Let's see. I think Sue Bird's getting in this year.
Shout out Sue Bird.
Yeah, we already know who Sue Bird is.
Played just got a statue. Just got a statue too.
Got a statue outside. Got a statue outside the arena in Seattle. Played 20 years in the league. That's a big deal. She's the face of the point guard in the WNBA. Like, she's the stand. Like, when we talk about point guards in the NBA, like we talk about Magic, we talk about Curry. That's how we talk about Sue Bird in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. She's that good as a lead guard, right? And on top of that, she was a winner in college. I mean, they went to the Final Four, I think, every year. Was on the team that won the NCAA tournament. Undefeated, by the way. Went undefeated and won the NCAA tournament. She's nothing short of fantastic. Now, as you know, Ox, this is one of my favorite players, and Maya Moore's getting in this year. In the past, Ox, I used to be a chauvinistic pig when it came to women in sports. I'm bigger than you, I'm faster than you, I'm stronger than you. There's really nothing that you can do with me, right? Mm-hmm. And when it came to basketball, I used to think that girls in basketball, yeah, whatever, I'm good. That's of course until I laid my eyes on Cheryl Swoops. That's of course until I laid my eyes on Maya Moore, and I'm looking at Maya Moore and I'm thinking to myself, I might need some help to cover her. I don't know if I could cover her by myself. She looked like she a lot to deal with. I don't know. Yeah. I might need some help to cover her. Great in transition, competed on defense with the best of them, could score it with the best of them. And she was the ultimate team. She was the ultimate team woman too. She was one of those players, Ox, that she was the ultimate utility guy. And I don't mean like Derek White. I mean, let's take it a step further than that. I mean, like, whatever you need me to stop somebody, I got you. You need, like, we go on a scoring drought and you need buckets, I can handle that too. You need the offense to get going, come talk to me. I got you covered. She was that kind of player. Whatever you needed, she was like Tim Duncan. She was like the Tim Duncan of the Minnesota Lynx. Whatever you needed her to do, she did it. No matter what it was. You need to come up with big rebounds, I got that covered. You need big buckets, got you, no doubt about that. You need a big stop, I got that covered. Now that's not to say that I don't want to take away from what Simone Augustus was doing there, because Simone Augustus was absolutely awesome. No, I'm not going to take that away from her. No, Simone Augustus was absolutely awesome. And when I look at that Minnesota team, they had a bomb squad, Ox, if we being honest. Like
Oh man,
they have a good team. They had a bomb squad, which leads me into my next.
Go ahead, keep going.
Which leads me into my next one. Which leads me into my next person because Sylvia Fowles is getting in, and I'm a Sylvia Fowles stan.
Really,
yeah, Sylvia Fowles is getting in. So as I've said in the past, I think Sylvia Fowles is the best defensive player in WNBA history. I think that she was nothing short of fantastic. I think she got almost a decade of averaging double-digit rebounds. You know how I feel about being a rebounder and a rim protector, and she was 100% that. 6'6", could score around the block, had really good touch, and she was awesome at LSU too. So I mean, when you're talking about dominance, I mean I think Sylvia Fowles embodies that. Like she's the person that when you play and when you're playing, you can have her name highlighted. Like, okay, we have to deal with her. She's not one of those players that, okay, just let her do this. No. What can we do to take her out of this? Because all these other girls, we have an opportunity to deal with them. She's the biggest problem that we have, and I think she was nothing short of fantastic. No
sure. How did the W allow them to put together? How do you get Lindsay Whalen, Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, Rebecca Brunson, and Sylvia Fowles? How do you do that?
Bomb squad. And y'all wonder why they was running the NBA. Y'all wonder why they was winning it every other year. Something crazy like that. Right.
Because I remember when Rebecca Brunson was young, when she was with the Monarchs. And she was a putt. I was like, oh my, because it was her and Yolanda. I was like, wow, Rebecca is nasty. And then she gets over there with them. I'm just like, this is not fair. This is not fair.
I said the same thing with Lindsay Whalen because I remember Lindsay Whalen at Minnesota. And when they got Maya Moore and then when they got Simone Augustus, I was like, wait a minute, this is something serious going on over here. I knew that it was going to be for real when they got Maya. Because I already thought that Lindsay Whalen was awesome, right? A bucket getter, great passer. I always thought that she was awesome. But when they ended up getting Maya, then they got Simone Augustus. I was like, yo, this team gonna be real good. And then they got Sylvia. I was like, yo, y'all dudes better watch. Y'all ain't got a chance against them. No doubt about that.
That was a hell of a basketball team. Who else we got you?
We got Danny Crawford, referee. He reffed over 35 years. Danny Crawford's actually he was a really good referee. We don't give referees a lot of credit. It's a lot that goes into ref and ox. It's a really difficult job, and I don't think people understand how difficult it is. It's like being a cop, where you don't have an opportunity to get this wrong. Like, I got to get this right, and if I get it right, and if I get it wrong, like we didn't have this back 25 years ago. It was just calls. Right. That was it. So the Redeem team is getting in to
the Redeem team.
Yep, the Redeem team is getting in, and
that's 2008. What year is that? 8.
2008 with Bryant and Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Bosh, Dwight Howard. Yeah, that team is getting in, which is dope. I'm real interested to see that. There's always a questionable one when somebody gets in. When you see somebody get in, you're like, really? What's going on there? So Billy Donovan is getting in to the Hall of Fame as a coach. Yes. Billy Donovan is getting into the Hall of Fame as a coach.
Shout out, Billy.
Now, to be fair, Ox, and you said this to me before, in the last 60 years, right? In the last 60 years, we've only had 3 of them. We've only had 3 teams win the title in back-to-back seasons. Right. My team was one of them, just so y'all know. My team was one of them. University of Florida did do that. Billy Donovan's over here like, yep, I know that. I know that UCLA did it. I know that Duke did it. My team did it too. Yep, and Al Horford and Joakim Noah definitely was carrying.
So with that being said, I'm actually happy that Billy Donovan is getting in.
Yeah,
I am. Although I think coming to the league, I don't think Billy Donovan has been the best. I think maybe he was better off in college. But let me tell you guys why. Billy Donovan getting in sets the precedent that Al Horford is absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolutely. Al Horford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Billy Donovan I'm saying, like, it's a fact. I mean, we can't deny it now. Billy Donovan getting to the Hall of Fame like this absolutely sets the precedent that Al Horford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Period. End of discussion.
It's pretty difficult. It's pretty difficult to deny that when you're considering, okay, I won a national championship in back-to-back years. I was on the All-SEC team. won the NBA championship. I was on the all-defensive team. I was an all-star. I think 5 or 6 years Al Horford was an all-star. And on top of that, to put the cherry on top, Ox, I played for a Hall of Fame coach. That does matter. That 100% matters. I did play for a Hall of Fame coach. So I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. So don't be surprised if you see Al Horford. Don't be surprised if you see Al Horford in as a Hall of Famer, even though he was better than Horace Grant. And these are the kind of people who, they'll say, well, was he better than Horace Grant? Was he better than Vin Baker? And was he better than Sean Kemp? Shit like that. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man.
And the last one.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Yes, one more. The last one is Mickey Arison. Mickey Arison, who is the executive for the Miami Heat. Miami was not a basketball city, Ox. Nobody really cared about Miami. Miami was a tourist town. You came to Miami to come hang out. You came to Miami to bring your family. You came to Miami for vacation. You didn't come to Miami to watch basketball. And the fact that Mickey Arison, he came down here and he turned this thing around and made Miami a basketball city and built it the way that he built it over the course of time that he built it. Getting Pat Riley in 1995, I'm thinking, like, if you can imagine having an expansion team in the league today that just came in the league. We're in 2025. They just came in the league in 2017, and imagine them bagging a younger Pop. This expansion team. That's what Mickey Arison did with Pat Riley. Just basically made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Built it around, gave him the keys, and Rouse built it. I mean, I think the Miami Heat, if I'm not mistaken, Ox, in the last 30 years, they've been to the NBA championship more. I think they've been to the NBA championship 6 times, won it twice or 3 times. Yeah, won it 3 times. They've been to the NBA championship. That's more than the Celtics. That's more than that's more than the Celtics. That's more than a bunch of teams in the league. So I think that I think what Mickey Arison has done has been nothing short of fantastic. They love him down here. It's a first-class organization, and he runs it great. He does a great job with them. So absolutely, big up to Mickey Arison, no doubt.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that's going to make the Hall of Fame this year, man. Yep. So I think it's incredible. It's incredible. That means a lot. Your name, you will be forever immortalized, and I mean that's a beautiful thing, man. You put in work, you put in work, and this is what happens, man. So shout out to everybody, including Billy Donovan, especially Billy Donovan, actually,
particularly Billy Donovan.
We do got some more news. Shams drop stat: the San Antonio Spurs #2 pick Dylan Harper underwent surgery Friday to repair a partially torn ligament in his left thumb, and that he suffered during the workout on Wednesday. They hope that he'll be ready on October 22nd to play in the opener against Dallas. Mm-hmm. So it's not nothing serious, but the young fella from OKC. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Chill, could you help me out?
Young fella from Oklahoma City.
Towards ACL.
Thomas Sorby.
Thomas Sorby. Yeah, Thomas Sorby. That's right. Thomas Sorby. So we got 2 lottery picks that got hurt. Dylan Harper's not so serious. Thomas Sorby a little more serious. He's expected to miss the entirety of this season.
Yep.
But with that being said, the silver lining is OKC don't really need him this year. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's not too bad. He doesn't have to rush back. He'll be able to get his surgery, rehab, get stronger, and come back next season. Chill. Obviously, you don't want anybody to get, especially youngsters. You don't want anybody to get hurt, But besides that obvious thing, is this going to have any impact? Do you think on OKC or Thomas Sorby in his career at all? Do you think this affects anything?
We've had guys come into the game injured, and I think that this goes back to our original logic about, dudes being hoopers, Ox. I mean, you said this to me plenty of times. These dudes want to play. This dude got hurt in a workout. Working out with Oklahoma City. He didn't get hurt playing in a pickup game. He didn't get hurt playing in the Olympics. He got hurt in a workout, which means it can happen anywhere. This isn't something that's just this isn't something that's just relegated to just this. That's why I have such a difficult time when I hear these guys, well, you shouldn't play in the All-Star game. You shouldn't play in international play, which I do understand to some level when you're trying to protect the guy. But in the end, these guys are hoopers. These guys are ballers, and these guys want to play. With these guys wanting to play, how else am I going to stay in shape? How else am I going to get better if I don't do this? Well, him working out and him playing, him working out and him tearing up his knee, I don't think that that's an indication that you can't work out, that you can't play anywhere. But I think that this setback, I don't think that this is that bad. Don't forget, Ox, Topic tore his knee up last year, right? I think Topic tore his knee up last year, and I think that him being able to sit back and watch, and him being able, not only him being able to sit back and watch, this is almost like a theme with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Don't forget. So Chet tore his foot up. Chet gets to sit back and watch. Chet comes back the next year. He looks fantastic. Topic tears his knee up. You already know how I feel about Topic. I think Topic is going to be great with this team. Then on top of that, we have Thomas Herbert, who now he tore up his knee. He gets to sit back and watch. Same logic with Dylan Harper. I think that when we see these young guys, we expect these guys to be awesome right from the beginning, not realizing that they aren't pros yet. They got pro potential, and they haven't been taught the pro game yet. And Topic is now being taught the pro game, right? Chet was taught the pro game sitting on the sideline, understanding rotations, understanding how the flow of the game is, because he wouldn't be able to do that had he just been thrown out there. And once he got that 1 year under his belt where he saw everything, that on-the-job training, I think that really helped him. And I think it's going to help. I think it's going to help this kid Thomas too. Dylan Harper, on the other hand, I think this is really good for him, Ox. And the reason why this is really good for him is off the strength that they got Foxy. So it's not like he gets to just to sit back and watch the game. I get to sit back and watch Fox. I get to sit back and watch what he does, because that's ultimately how I'm going to be. That's probably, I look at him and I think that's the archetype of player that he is. And I think that this allows him to slow down and understand the game from that aspect. And if he's able to do that, I think that he's going to be really good. This could be a blessing in disguise for Dylan Harper. A lot of people say when you get hurt, getting hurt sucks. Well, in some instances, it could be really good. I watched Kobe Bryant in 2001. He ended up having an ankle injury, and with him, is his ankle or his hand, he got hurt and he ended up missing 9 games. The Lakers ended up going on a roll. Bryant saw how they were playing, and he just woven himself back into the lineup. With him doing that, I mean, they got off and they started rolling again. And they were struggling at one point too. So I think this could be good for Dylan Harper.
Yeah, I'm sure Dylan will be okay. Thomas Herbert, I mean, I hope he just takes advantage of this time to really learn the game and, just pay attention and see what happens. Just become even more of a professional than I'm sure he already is. So, these things, sometimes these things do have silver linings. So
they do. They 100% do. They do.
In other news, Chill, the Bulls have increased their offer to Josh Giddey. They're offering him 4 years, $88 million. Yep. Apparently, Josh still hasn't accepted that. He's looking for something closer to 30. So this is going to be 22 a year. He's looking for something closer to 30. So what do you think about that?
Ox, you're a man of fashion, and with you being a man of fashion, you understand the climate control, and what looks good. And when you put a suit on a man, what that suit is going to ultimately look like in the future. Like, this is the future of fashion. And what I'm going to pay you for this suit right now, you're like, nah, because in 2 years, this is going to be even better. Like, this isn't going out of style. Josh Giddey looking at that Bulls offer going, yo, the salary cap going to go up. Not only is the salary cap going to go up, the NBA is about to expand. The NBA is about to be bigger. So this $24 million that you dudes is talking about paying me, that's a little bit of money, because I'm going to get busy. He's only 22 years old, Ox. It's not like he's 26, 27 years old. He's 22 years old. I'm going to get busy, right? I'm already on record saying I think Josh Giddey, I think he averages close to a triple-double this year. And I think he wins most improved player this season coming up. So what happened with Brunson, with him taking that little bit of money and him leaving all of that money on the table, I feel like with Josh, I think Josh is seeing the future, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna be worth way more than this in 2 years, and I feel like y'all getting me on the cheap. And I think that if I feel like if I played on like what's going on with Cam Thomas, I feel like if I played on something like that, like a 1 year deal, or to your point, Ox, a 2 year deal for like $50 million. If I played on a 2 year deal for $50 million with an op after one, then I could basically write my own ticket after that. Because the way Josh Giddey, I think, is looking at this, he's looking at this betting on himself. where, yo, I'm so much better than what you guys are giving me credit for. And I think that in the future, my play is going to show that this contract is going to be outdated. Kind of like what happened with Scottie Pippen, only except Scottie Pippen didn't realize how big the NBA was going to be 2, 3 after the Olympics. He didn't know that the NBA was going to blow up like that. That's why he took that deal. Had he known that, he would have left that $18 million on the table. 100% he would have done that. No doubt about that. So I think Josh Giddey sees the future, and I think he recognizes that this money that they got on the table for this $88 million, I don't think he's boxing himself up like I'm worth the amount of money that player A or player B is worth. No, I think he sees the future in the NBA and he goes, that's a little bit of money. And in the future, I'm going to be so much better, and that's going to be a little bit of money.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, I understand that. I just hope Josh doesn't make a decision and, take something super short and, less money. I you know how I feel about it. So I want these young guys, I take the money, take the money. Now, obviously don't put yourself in a bad situation, but maybe if he does something like, because he wants 30, they're offering him 22. Maybe they could come to a common ground at 25. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could do a 3-year 75 or something like that. You know what I mean? Shorten it up so that way he can get another deal sooner. Still get a couple more mil than he initially was offered, but at the same time, not getting the whole 30. I'm not sure if Josh is. He had a really good season last year, and I think Josh is a really good basketball player. I think he's better than Cam. I think he's better than Jonathan Kuminga, but I don't want to see any of these young players put themselves in a bad situation by betting on themselves is what they're calling it. I think you should, protect your pockets, protect your future, protect your financial stability for the future. And so obviously do what's best for you, do what's best for you though. Yep. So we'll see. Obviously, I've said it before. I'm not the best with how these contracts are all worked as far as when can you renegotiate a new contract, when can you sign an extension, things like that. So, I know him and his agent, they're dealing with that type of stuff. But I always look at it that way too. Like you can sign the contract and maybe get an extension in a couple years, So
with your rook, money, man. So with your rook deal, depending on where you were drafted, like Josh Giddey was drafted early. So with your rook deal, you have a certain amount of years guaranteed, and then you have a team op. With the rook deal, you have a team op after a certain time. So like if Ox, let's say you was the 23rd pick, or you were the 23rd pick, you probably got a 3-year guarantee. You probably got a 4-year deal. 3 of it is guaranteed, and the team op is in year 4. So they can but within that time, they can renegotiate your contract after year 2. They can re-up your deal. They can recognize that this is what Ox has done. We see the upside, and we think that Ox is going to be really good for us, really good for our future. And because he's going to be really good for our future, these last 2 years, we're ripping up this deal, and we're going to extend that, right? And that's the way that works. But then you have other guys, like you just talked about earlier, with guys like Cam Thomas, who he's as a restricted free agent. I had my 4-year deal. This is the last year of this deal. And with this being the last year of this deal, I can go out and seek another deal. And if I end up signing with another team, it's going to work contingent that my team that currently owns my rights decides that they don't want to match the deal. That's actually that's in the last year of the deal. That's what makes me a restricted free agent.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, just these young fellas, just do what's best for you, man. And more importantly, take that money, man. Take that money.
In the words of the great Biggie Smalls, ain't no guarantee that they're gonna love you, brother. Get what you can get when you can get it.
Facts.
Get it.
I'm gonna drop this link for y'all in the chat, y'all. If you want to, man, feel free to click this link. I will get to y'all. I'm gonna put it in here. Here we go. The link is dropped. Feel free to click on that if you want to come up here and talk some hoops. In the meantime, I want to get to this top 25 list, top 25 small forward list going into this next season. I'm actually going to share that here. Give me a second.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Here we go. Is it up? All right. Here it is. I think it's no surprise who number one is going to be. I think we all know, but let's do this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is this? This ain't. Okay, here we go. Number one, starting with LeBron James, of course. LeBron James, damn, last season, 24. I'm talking, this was first team All NBA. I don't care what nobody says. LeBron was first team All NBA.
We had this conversation.
We
did do that.
Number two, Kevin Durant. He'll stop me if you have any disagreements or any pushback with any of these.
And by the way, guys, this is going into the next season. This isn't contingent on years past, but it is contingent on years past. Let me rephrase that. This is going into the 25-26 season. Who are the best small forwards in the game? Now, remember, guys like Jason Tatum, they ain't playing this year, so guys like that are out. So, I'm comfortable with James still being at the top of the list. Him and KD, yes, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. 1 second. I'll drop the link again. I don't know. We got a couple people in the lobby already, Jonathan. So I don't know why it's telling you that, but I will drop the link one more time and put it in the chat. Now, there you go. All right, let's get back to it. At number two, of course, we have Kevin Durant. Number three, J-Dub.
Check out. I'll tell you what, again, considering what went on last season, because again, this is contingent on what went on last season. I think it was only two guys that made all pro. It was only two guys that were all pros and made the all-league defensive team. That's Evan Mobley and him. That's it. Nobody else did that. Nobody else did that. But this dude, and I actually think he's playing out of position. I actually think he's a two guard, and they got him playing. I think they got him playing the swing. But I think he's a two guard. So yes, I can definitely get with J-Dub being a top 5 swingman this year. Yes, no doubt about that.
Right on, J-Dub. Of course, after J-Dub, we'll have Jaylen Brown.
I'll be interested to see how Jaylen Brown. I don't think this is a prove it year as much as everybody would say, but there are some things that he needs to show in order for him to be still considered among the upper echelon of players. And I also think that he's playing out of position because I think Jaylen Brown's a two guard, but they playing him at the 3. But with that being said, Ox, I mean, we're in a space with Jaylen Brown where no Jason Tatum, so the offense is going to run through him. He's going to have carte blanche on whatever it is that you want to do. If he's going to be their bucket getter, he's going to have to do it. He's going to be one of their better perimeter defenders. He's going to have to do it. So I'll be interested to see what he does this season. Real interesting.
And then we have Franz Wagner.
Yes, I could get with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Franz Wagner, Kawhi Leonard.
We'll see how many games Leonard plays before we do that.
We only need 50 from you, Kawhi. Take it easy, brother.
We'll see what that's going on.
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets
number 7.
Yeah, Jimmy Buckets is another one. I'm on record saying I think that this Golden State thing, I think this thing is going the other way. I'm not, but I do think Jimmy Butler is still one of the better players in the league at his position. And the fact that he's going to have under his belt an entire season of playing with Steph and playing with Dre, I'll be real interested to see how this. I'll be really interested to see how this thing works out. I think he's going to be 36 on opening night, so we'll see. You know, Jimmy Butler being a little long in the tooth. We'll see how this whole thing pans out with him. He's still really good though. Still really good.
Mikal Bridges coming in number 8.
I've always been a Mikal Bridges fan, and Mikal Bridges is another one. Iron Man, one of the better defenders. He showed me a little bit more this year. I'd like to see him get back to that all-league defensive level, but he's another one who I think he's playing out of position. I think he's a two guard playing the swing, but he's really good at the swing spot though.
Brandon Ingram.
I think Brandon Ingram is a guy that we're going to see something different from him this year, Ox. I think we're going to see more of a bucket getter, and if his durability has been his biggest question. So I'll be interested to see what happens with him this year if he can hold up. Because if he can hold up, I mean, I don't think it's a question of whether or not he could just get you constant buckets. No.
Yeah, if Brandon Ingram stays, if that whole team stays healthy, the Raptors are absolutely a playoff team in the East this year. Lauri Markkanen coming in at number 10.
Lauri Markkanen. Remember when I told you about Josh Giddey? This is my this is my other most improved guy this year. Lauri Markkanen. I can see it happening with Lauri Markkanen.
Okay, Lauri. Norman Powell, number 11. Norman Powell
at the small forward spot. I thought Norman Powell played the 2, but
well, they're gonna.
All right,
all
right, y'all moving him to the 3. That's what's up. Okay, that's what it is, no doubt.
Michael Porter Jr. at number 12.
Yes, he's definitely one of the better small forwards in the game. I'm good with that. Yes, I'm not getting sucked into what I got sucked into years ago, Ox, with the Jordan Poole thing, though, where he gonna lead the league in scoring. I did that with Jordan Poole.
Oh yeah,
nah, I ain't doing that again. Nope, y'all got me the last time. You ain't getting me again.
I thought Jordan Poole was going to average 30. Cam Johnson, 2 guys that got traded for each other. Cam Johnson and
he's going to look a lot better playing with Joker. Yeah, he's a really good small forward, no doubt about that. Can knock down the 3, can get to the rim. He's actually solid on defense. I don't think he's that bad. He's one of the better rebounding bigs too. So I actually like him. Yeah, I do like him.
See, after Cam Johnson, we got Jaden McDaniels.
He should be actually moved up higher than 14, because I don't think we give him nearly as much credit as we should as a bucket getter, because I didn't recognize him, right? I didn't recognize him as a bucket getter like he was last season. He could definitely knock down that long ball. His one dribble pull-up got a lot better, and his post game got better too. I already knew who he was as a defender, the versatile defender he is. I saw a picture of him and Kawhi Leonard. He a legit 6'9", Ox. A bit of it. Ain't nothing 6'7" or 6'8" about him. He is a legit 6'9". That number 14, I think he should move up a little bit higher, because I think he's better than Cam Thomas, and I take him over MPJ too. Yes, I would.
Cooper Flag.
Wow.
Wow.
So that means coming out of high school, they think that means you a top 15 small forward. I got to see it, Ox. I do. And I think Dallas is going to make him better. I do. I think Dallas is going to make him better, and he's going to look a lot different with that Dallas team, but I got to see it. I do. I got to see it when it comes to Cooper Flag.
Wow, that's disrespectful.
Debo? Yeah, I think we got to move Debo up. I think we got to move Debo. Debo's another one who is, they got him playing at a position too. I think Debo has always been a 2-guard, and he moved over to the small forward spot. We'll see what happens we'll see what happens in Sacramento, but he's always been a bucket getter. So with Sacramento this year, I think he'll continue to be a bucket getter. I just think he'll be a little bit smarter with it. But what I would like though, and I'm in the minority, because I'm actually a fan of positions, and the reason why I'm a fan of positions, because I feel like that enhances what you do. I don't think that a lot of people talk about positions as much as they should, and I feel like DeMar DeRozan is the consummate 2-guard. The consummate 2-guard. When he was playing the 2, when he was in Toronto, when he was playing the 2 when he went to San Antonio, he was one of the best 2-guards in the league. It wasn't until he got to Chicago where he was actually playing the 2, and when Lonzo Ball got hurt, he had to move on the ball more. I think that kind of screwed up his game. And then the same thing happened when he got to Sacramento, and Mike Brown started incorporating him more in the offense. With him incorporating him more in the offense and putting him at the 3, I think that kind of screwed his game up. It was perfect for him to play at the 2, because you can move Keegan Murray to the 3. You didn't need Zach LaVine. If I'm being honest with you, you didn't.
Chill. This is disrespectful to DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
16.
That's because he had a position. He ain't the 16th.
No, chill. I'll tell you why. It's because of that right there. You see his chest.
Sacramento.
You see his chest has Sacramento Kings on it. That's why. For no other reason would they have a child who hasn't even played in the NBA at all ahead of DeMar DeRozan. There is no excuse for this. This is just disrespectful. This is just complete disrespect.
So you saying that at a high school? Oh boy. So you saying that at a high school, this kid is better than DeMar DeRozan in the league today? At a high school, this kid is better than him. I'm like, come on, man, give me a break. Y'all do better. This is not what's up. Absolutely not what's up.
That's okay. I mean, that's all right. Whatever.
No.
At 17, we got Paul George.
He might be. I got to see who else is on the list, because he might be lower. He should be lower than that. I think I've seen the best of Paul George.
Yeah. Herb Jones at 18.
Like Herb Jones is another one who he got injured last year, but Herb Jones is another one who I think will be higher. He should be higher. Herb Jones, one of the best defensive players in the game. So definitely that.
Yeah. Devin Vassell at 19.
I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that.
Denny Advia
He might
20.
He definitely has to move up. He better than Cooper Flagg. Give me a break. He's definitely better than Cooper Flagg. Yes, no doubt.
Aaron Nesmith at 21.
Aaron Nesmith, I love his motor. I love how hard he plays. But what he does is he does dumb things. As smart as he is, he does dumb things. And that kind of throws his unit off balance in terms of fouls. And it kind of screws up the unit, unfortunately. That's the one downside that I have with him. But I do think that he's one of the better players in the game. I do.
DeAndre Hunter at 22.
Yeah, I could get with that. DeAndre Hunter was great. Yeah, DeAndre Hunter was definitely great.
Dylan Brooks at 23.
Here's another one who should be higher. Ox, you and me had this conversation maybe either earlier this summer. We either had this conversation earlier this summer or during the basketball season. And we went down the list of how many teams does Dylan Brooks start for in the NBA today. And it was more than half the teams in the league. In fact, it was more than 3/4 of the teams in the league today. He should be higher up on this list.
Chill, me and you have been high on Dylan Brooks for seasons now.
Yes, he should definitely be higher on this list, no doubt.
Asor Thompson at 24.
Yes.
All right, young fella.
I could get with that.
And at 25, last but not least, Zachary Richichet.
Did they put Zachary Richichet on here because they had to put somebody on there? Do they really believe that he's the 25th best small forward in the game? Because again, I mean, I know that, right? I know that Zachary Richichet, he looked good over the summer. He looks good in the Eurobasket tournament. But are you comfortable letting him become what he's become instead of just putting him on the team instead of putting him on this list and going, yo, this dude is the 25th best small forward in the game? I mean, I think he's on his way to being that, but I think he's around that era, like 25 to 30. I'm not sure we there yet. I'm just not sure.
Yeah. It's a couple guys on this list we're gonna have to keep an eye out on this year. I'm still stuck at the DeMar DeRozan disrespect.
I am too. I am too. I'm good on that.
Yeah. Before we get to the lobby, let's see. We got a members chat from Eastside General. What's up, Eastside? Eastside has been a member for 8 months. Shout out to you. We appreciate the support. He talked about Thomas Sorber. No Sorber next season, torn ACL in a workout. Hoping for a speedy recovery for the young fella. I hate when people get hurt in workouts. Like, I hate when people get hurt at all, but it's just like, I wish we would have got hurt in the game. It doesn't really matter. You get hurt, but still.
Right.
We got some people in the lobby that want to come up and talk some ball. Let's get to it. We got Cowboy Bob. Oh, that's right. I wonder if Cowboy Bob wants to talk about that Jordan 45. Cowboy, what's going on, fam?
Salute. I'm sorry, I'm at work right now. We can't talk about it, but the thing is I want to make it a contest for you guys because you guys are awesome. And to bring more light to you guys, I want to make it $100 if you can prove my point wrong about MJ scoring 45. And on the 27th, I will give out the winner the money, as well as also those headphones that you guys are promoting. I'll give them one of those as well for free if they can prove me wrong. Yep, there you go. What was the name of them? Raycons. I will gladly give them the promotional code. Now, if y'all want me to get into it, I can. But real quick about the list, DeRozan should be 12th at least, man. DeRozan, that guy is a problem. I really think that the list that they did from 10 to 25 was just trying to make their way look good. But the first 10 was good. But if we're going to talk about this MJ real quick, I'll make it quick as possible. Just get it out. All you got to do is prove me wrong based off of what I said. Because this is
pay attention, chat. This is $100 right here. $100 and some headphones. Pay attention, chat.
So, all right, this is my projection. What I think he can do. He can do 5 shots a quarter, which will give him 20 field goals on 36 attempts, which is 56%. 7 free throws a game, hitting 71% from free throws. He can also have, that's a total of 45. If you look at the efficiency, that's 61 to 63% in true shooting. It's feasible because we've seen Kobe Bryant in 2025 shoot for 43%, 35 points per game, 27 field goals, no modern spacing, double teams. You have Harden in 2019 who went 36 points, 44% from the field, 13 points, 11 free throw attempts in 36 minutes. Luka in 2023, 32 points, 49% from field goal, 10 free throw attempts, 2.8 made three-pointers a game. I also want to say, if you're looking at it as far as the usage, Westbrook in 2017, 41% usage. Harden, 40% usage in 2019. MJ, which is the fifth highest all time in 1987 at 38.3%. I'm projecting that he's going to get around 41% usage. And I'm going to say why he's going to take advantage of it. The modern day rule, defensive 3 seconds, open up the paint, no hand checking, easier to drive, spacing in the mid-range and ISO mastery, more deadly, transition offense, more easier buckets, load management, enabling higher energy burst. Plus, he's not playing the whole 82 games. No player, even Shea, hasn't played 80 games in the last 5 years. The highest he did was 76. So, that being said, if you even look at his efficiency in his primes, his field goal at his prime was 51%, free throws 80%, usage 38.3, minutes per game 37. 2 points, he was anywhere from 52 to 54% in his peak. I'm asking him to be 56. Game plan. This is how it's going to work. If you look at the Cavs, at Garland, how they use pick and roll OKC with Shea, you could even look at some of the playbooks from 96 Bulls, 2000 Lakers, even the Suns. Defensive stop, transition bucket, high screen, pick and roll, mid-game, backdoor cut, layups, ISO, offensive rebounds, put back, extra. He's going to have 2 more extra attempts on that as well. And I'm going to also back it up by saying when MJ came back from baseball, his 5th game back, dropped 55 against the Knicks. He made 35 points in the first half. In that game, he went 21 for 37, 56%. 10 for 11 field goals. Usage at that game was 51%. And he sat over 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Even to go further in the playoffs, 1992, when he played against Miami, 54 points in 3 quarters. He has over 173 40-point games. He has 31 games of 50-plus. That is like, that rivals right now what Harden, Luka, or even Kobe posted with that. And to even make it better, I'm going to tell you 2 more things that's going to help out my case. The fact that with modern technology and everything, you could play longer into this game with how they are. I'm only expecting them to play 73 to 75 games. Now, this is what's going to have to happen. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say it's not possible. But if you look at the heliocentric from Luka or Harden, they didn't have any true co-stars, but they were able to do it with the usage. The bench unit, differentiating from scoring, elite defenders around him to generate transition. Spacing, you need like a stretch big, like a Brook Lopez or a KP. Modern coaching, willing to lean into ISO and heavy mid-ranges. You got Jordy Fernandez from the Nets. You got a guy like Mike Budenholzer. You have D'Antoni, even Mike Brown with Sacramento. So I think that is plausible because those coaches would incorporate Jordan to shoot the 3. So with that being said, at his worst, he could get 38. But if he goes 2 for 6 for that game, that's 44 points. So if you balance it out for one season, MJ can do it because for one season, he is the only player, if I remember, to have a defensive player of the year, to have an MVP, to have a scoring title. So for an entire season of 75 games, you mean to tell me what I just told you, MJ can't do it based off of what I just told you with coaching, what type of players he needs, how the system is, and with the modern upgrades? Prove me wrong. I'm good right now. You guys, I love you. Remember, this is all promotion for y'all. I love y'all. Go New York, go New York, go. Let's get it. I hope, good luck to the winner, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Y'all heard him. Y'all heard him.
No doubt.
Prove him wrong. $100 and a set of headphones. There you have it. There you have it right there. A set of these.
Yeah. He averaged 37. I don't see why he can't average a couple more points. That's my argument. So I'm not about to get into all that scoring rate and all that and all this. He averaged 37 before. Man, these kids don't know how to play no basketball. They can't guard Jordan. Simple. Simple.
Yo.
Man, that's all I got to say about that. Let's keep it moving.
Yes, sir.
We got my man. Oh, rock out Deuce. We got Deuce. What's up, Deuce?
What up,
fellas?
What up?
Hey man, so I was watching the Out the Mud podcast with Tony Allen and Zebo, and they had Rudy Gay on the episode, and Tony Allen told Rudy Gay, if hey, we never traded you, I feel like we could have won the championship and beat Miami. How y'all feel about that?
And he's talking about in 2013, that team that won 28 straight games, the team that won 66 games. He's talking about that team. Now, I do admit, Zebo would have been a problem because the Miami Heat did not have a glass cleaner to contend with that right there. That would have definitely been a problem. Tony Allen dealing with Dwayne Wade, Tony Allen being the defender that he is, I think where the problem would have came, with buckets. I mean, as good as they were as a defensive team, Miami was just as good as a defensive team.
That's what Rudy Gay there for. Chill. I know people are low on Rudy Gay, but that's because people don't understand how dope Rudy Gay was.
Okay. He was averaging 25 against Bron. He was averaging 25.
Was nice, chill.
So
OJ Mayo got in Rudy's way.
So we do it. So if we're doing that, then you're telling me that that Rudy Gay, he's basically Jimmy Butler in 2020. Like he's gonna go band for band with James. That's how comfortable you feel.
No disrespect to Jimmy Butler, but
so Rudy Gay better than Jimmy Butler then.
We're talking about getting buckets.
Band for band. That's what he's gonna have to do. He's gonna have to go band for band.
These Ox words, these ain't mine.
Yes. These are Ox words. Yes, chill. Yes. Okay. Rudy Gay, as far as getting buckets, Jimmy Butler doesn't belong in that conversation.
See, I'm asking y'all because y'all would know better than me. I was 9 years old in 2013, so I wouldn't really know, honestly.
Rudy was him.
He was nice. Rudy was nice. But in the words of my man Taj, this bogus as hell, right? This is bogus in the mouth.
Yo, Rudy was him. Yo, Rudy was different. I know that Jimmy got some other things. He got some other intangibles, defense and stuff like that. Yeah, but when you're talking about just going bucket for bucket, yeah. But
the reason why they traded Rudy was because they wanted to get better on defense. That was the issue, that they weren't as good defensively. So they traded Rudy to get better on defense. So if you don't trade Rudy, and now you just basically going band for band, you're not as good defensively. As good as Gasol was, as good as Tony Allen was, you don't have that perimeter defense that's necessary. And now you not only do you have to go band for band, you're going to get stopped more than you score because Miami's defense was really good. And I'm not buying the logic that Rudy Gay is going band for band with James on the biggest stage. Nah, I ain't buying that. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll purchase that every day.
I'm gonna have to check in with I seen a couple of Rudy Gay highlights with Memphis. I remember Rudy from Toronto. That's when I started watching basketball. I remember when he paired up with DeMar DeRozan and he said that's the best shooter guard he ever played with. And Tony Allen spoke on that. That shit was funny as hell. But another thing, so I was talking to one of my guys and he said y'all need to pick up the phone and try to get Lauri Markkanen. How would Lauri Markkanen look Memphis? How would Lauri look with Memphis? In a lineup of Ja, Jalen Wells, Lauri, Jaren, and Edey.
Y'all already straight with y'all front line. Y'all already good with y'all front line. I think Jaren Jackson, I think he's good in terms of a defender. I don't think Lauri brings on your front line what you already have. You already have Zach Edey as a legit big. You got Jaren Jackson as one of your better defensive bigs in the game. You need to shore up. If you're trying to shore up something, you're trying to shore up that small forward spot, which you already have in G.G. Jackson, Taj. You already know how I feel about him. I think this is a year that I think that you're going to see a lot more from G.G. than you're going to see a lot more from G.G. than you think. The days, I've said this to you in the past, and I still stand on this, the days of them bomb squads are over. That shit is done. No more bomb squads in the NBA, yo. No more Giannis going to the Warriors. No more that. No more that. Jimmy Butler going to the Knicks book. That shit is and winning. That shit is over, man. Done. You're not having that shit no more. No.
So, GG is so tricky because I don't know. He's so young. That's like really his past, but like it's so tricky with GG. Like he can do everything.
Remember what you're dealing with GG though. You're dealing with a kid who won. Last season, he just came off an injury-riddled season where he missed almost the whole season. His rookie year, he was awesome. And you expected what you expected from him. The next year, he ends up getting hurt. Last year was a transition year. This is the year we get back to what we were starting as a rookie moving into year 2. We get back to that this year.
He bogus for saying JJJ soft, by the way. Before I leave real quick, hey, I'm sick of Lakers propaganda. I was in an argument with my guy, and he said that the Lakers bench had a better bench than us. And I told him they had a better starting five, but I said, y'all don't got a better bench than us. And we went player for player on the bench. He told me Gabe Vincent was better than Scottie Pippen, and that's bogus.
Hell no.
Hell no.
I ain't
Hell
taking Gabe
no.
Vincent over no damn Scottie Pippen. No, I'm not.
And then when we got to the 3 spot, it was GG versus Jake LaRavia. And he said, oh, Jake LaRavia, I said, listen, when I used to have these arguments about death with y'all, and I used to bring up Jake LaRavia in these conversations when we had Jake LaRavia, y'all be like, oh, who the hell is Jake LaRavia? But now that he's in the Lakers jersey, y'all niggas act like y'all know Jake LaRavia. Man, stop it, man.
But Deuce. Forgive them for that. Forgive them for that. Because they did not, look, everybody didn't know about Jake LaRavia. I was big on Jake LaRavia. I lost the PCL debate because nobody knew about Jake LaRavia. Now
I love Jake LaRavia. I wish we kept him.
He been nice, but now they know because he with a different team. That's how it works, but that's how it works. He go to the Lakers and now everybody acknowledges it.
And it's actually the opposite. When a person gets in a Lakers jersey, they actually play worse. It's actually the opposite. They don't just become better. They actually play worse when they get in the Lakers jersey. You see what they did to my guy Russ? You see what they did to all the guys that played in LA, man.
Russ did that to himself,
man. They ain't do that to Anthony Davis. I mean, he looked real good in the Lakers jersey. So just saying. All right, Todd, it's good to talk to you, brother. We know where to find you at, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We sleeping on the Jake LaRavia. I remember him up in Sacramento, catch and shoot, stop and pop through. I remember him. Yeah.
Right. I think he's going to be good for the Lakers. And it's funny because I keep forgetting that they got Jake LaRavia. Every time I keep talking about this Lakers team and I think they're good, I've been forgetting about Jake LaRavia. So when they put Jake back on my mind, the Lakers might – shit. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this.
Here we go.
I hate this. God, I hate this. All right. Oh, damn. So you got your boxing gloves? We got B-Cats in the building.
What up?
Yeah, I've heard this dumb take on many platforms, especially Players' Choice. You guys so grossly overrate Carmelo Anthony. You grossly overrate him. So first of all, the reason you talk about his Olympics and college career is he never accomplished anything in the NBA. He played 15 years, and his best accomplishment was he got to one conference finals. And the reason he worked in college, the reason he worked at Syracuse was an elite defensive team, and so they just needed a score. But here are the numbers. He averages less than 3 assists for his career. This is a player who shot in the 30 percentages. He shot 37% in the playoffs in his prime. 5 years. He's a 41% shooter in the playoffs. He shot in the 30 percentiles 5 times in his prime. He's not a defender. He can't play off the ball. And this is the nail in the coffin for Carmelo. He's a horrendous leader. When Jeremy Lin was cooking in New York with D'Antoni, he got jealous. He was so determined to get his money in New York that rather than waiting to be a free agent and telling the Knicks to wait, he insisted on forcing his way to New York in the middle of the season by demanding a trade from Denver. The Knicks had to gut their roster. They had to trade very good players like Gallinari, Wilson, Chandler, and others. But even in the trash East, he won nothing. What is Carmelo Anthony? He is a poor man. He is a pathetic version of McGrady and Iverson. This guy has one trip to the conference finals in his whole career. He can't defend. He can't play off the ball. He's a ball stopper. He's not a 3-level scorer. You're comparing him to Dirk and Kobe? Dirk took 2 teams to the finals with Jason Terry as his second option. Kobe took the Suns to 7 with Lamar Odom and Chris Mim. If I put Carmelo Anthony on the Laker team that took the Suns to 7 with Kwame Brown and Lamar Odom, that's a 25-win team with Carmelo. You're putting him in conversations he doesn't belong. Carmelo is by far the most overrated player of the 2000s. He's a fucking volume shooter who played no defense that was a ball stopper.
Okay.
You fight that, Chill?
I'm good, man. I'm straight on this.
Right. You can't argue. Carmelo was overrated in every way.
The dude said he wasn't he said he wasn't a 3-level scorer. He scored
He's
almost
not.
30,000.
He couldn't shoot threes.
Quiet! Shut up! I heard you say something.
Well,
Be quiet.
What year could Carmelo
Shut
shoot
up!
threes in his prime?
Shut up! Quiet! This dude just sat up here and said,
What year in Carmelo?
Go ahead.
I'm good.
What year in
I'm straight. I'm straight. I'm straight.
What year in Carmelo's prime could he shoot threes?
I'm good. I'm straight.
Carmelo was only a 3-point shooter at the end of his career.
All right, B-Cats. Hey, B-Cats.
Like,
That's how you bring the rookies. That's how you, from here on now, B-Cats, that's how you cook.
I'm straight. I'm good. I'm straight. What year could he shoot? What year could he shoot threes? I'm good, Ox. I'm straight. No.
So I disagree with that point.
I'm
that
straight.
B-Cats made. The not being able to shoot threes. I disagree with that. I completely disagree with that. But I can't really find all the other stuff he was saying, and I love Melo.
Okay, so do any of us I'm good. I won't even address that shit. I'm straight.
Okay, yeah. Let's not, man. He going to the Hall of Fame, y'all. Let's show Melo some love today, man. Oh shit. Damn. Love it when B-Cats come with that. Yo, Twan, what's up, fam?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
What up?
Yeah, loud and clear.
What's up? First of all, I want to shout out y'all and what y'all do. I appreciate y'all taking y'all time to talk to us every morning. You know, Players' Choice in the panel. I appreciate y'all. Y'all help a lot with us and the basketball community. Y'all know what y'all talking about, for real.
Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate it.
The pleasure is mine.
Absolutely.
First, I want to ask y'all, removing accolades from all players, who is your best player at every position?
Removing accolades? So
removing accolades just as a basketball player, who is your top 5 at every position?
Just take the accolades off the table. Like, how good are you as a player? I just have such a difficult time with this, but I suppose. Who is the most talented guy at the position of point guard? Maybe
I want
Chris
Penny
Paul.
Hardaway.
I was thinking Chris Paul. I was thinking Chris Paul or Magic. Or, I was thinking Chris Paul or Magic. The most talented guy at the 2-guard spot. I still think that's Jordan. I think that's either Jordan or James Harden. At the small forward spot, that's either KD or James, the most talented at the 2-guard spot. At the small forward spot,
can I ask you real quick, what's the talent gap between LeBron and Kevin Durant? How big is that talent gap?
Because I think he does more off the basketball. In favor of James, because I think he does more off the basketball. I think he does more on the defensive end. I think he's smarter than KD. I just think that all of the stuff that KD has, I think that KD is largely recognized for being a bucket getter. I think James is recognized more for being a complete player. And that's because he's done more as a complete player. That's not to take away from what KD is as a bucket getter, because KD, again, as a bucket getter, I don't think there's 5 guys in NBA history better than him at that. But from a talent standpoint, that's why James is recognized the way he is. At the 4th spot, I think that goes to KG. I don't know if there's a more talented power forward than KG at the 5 spot.
How about Dirk?
I like Dirk. I don't think Dirk handled it like KG. I don't think Dirk was the distributor that KG was. In terms of a talent, I don't think he was the distributor that he was. He definitely wasn't the glass cleaner that KG was. And then at the 5 spot, I'm in the minority. I don't think that there's many guys that were more talented than Shaq. And if there's a guy that's more talented than Shaq, it was Chamberlain. As much as Dirk is talented as Joker is as talented as Joker is. I mean, I'm on record saying this. I think Shaq should have shut the GOAT debate down. I said that to him, and I still stand on that logic. The GOAT debate should be done. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Should be Shaq like we talk about Wayne Gretzky. It should be Shaq, like we talked about Babe Ruth. That's who that's who it should have been. He should have shut the GOAT debate down. It should have been done. Forget Jordan, forget Chamberlain, forget all of these other dudes. It should have been him.
It's a very solid list. I fuck with that.
Yep.
What about you, Ox? You got a list?
I would probably go Penny at the 1, T-Mac at the 2, KD at the 3, KG at the 4, and Shaq at the 5 for sure.
That's fine. I ain't gonna take up too much time. I just wanted to pop in.
All right, brother. Good to talk to you, no doubt. Good to talk to you.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Yes, sir.
This nigga said he wasn't a 3-level scorer and he scored 30,000 points in his career. Get the fuck out of here. That kind of shit takes years off my life, Ox. That's why I can't talk to this dude. I can't. I get that shit. I know you enjoy that shit. I know that shit is entertainment for you. I can't do it, Ox. That shit takes years off my life. Dude scored 30,000 points in his career. He did.
The only reason is I can disagree with that point and still acknowledge all the other great points that he made. I think Brandon Katz, he made a lot of really, really good points in that argument. So I think the 3-level scoring, I think that's ridiculous. But everything else, if Melo would have been a better teammate, if Melo would have had a better attitude, if Melo would have played some defense, if Melo would have, if he would have really embraced the defense and rebounding, and most importantly, what Brandon Katz said that I can't agree with more is how he went over there and ruined the New York Knicks. He could have just been patient and went over there. But instead, they had to move off of Danilo, had to move off of Wilson Chandler. He went over there and got in Amari's way.
Just so y'all know, the Knicks didn't have to do this. So it's not like this is all on Carmelo Anthony. But I can't have these conversations. I just can't, man, because it's so difficult to do this shit. This shit takes years off my life when I have conversations like that. I'm actually up here to talk basketball with these dudes, and y'all dudes telling me when you say vastly overrating him, I think of Carmelo Anthony as a bucket getter. That's what I look at him as. That's it. But I'm good. I'm straight.
And also, I just think it's that sometimes people want to put Melo in conversations with Bronze and KDs, and you put him in conversation with Dirk and Kobe, and I think that triggered Brandon. So while Brandon did go a little overboard and said some things that might not have been true, I think I feel where he was coming from.
The reason why I didn't want to talk about that with him, the reason why I don't want to talk about that with him, because number one, he doesn't know how to debate. That's number one. All he does is talk, and all he does is yell. Number one. Yeah. Number two, what I said when I put him in COVID conversations with Dirk and when I put him in conversations with Brian, as a one-on-one player, that was it. Yep. That's all I said. I didn't say that he was the best player in the league. I didn't say he was the best defender in the league. I said from 2009 to 2013, I can make an argument that he was the best one-on-one player in the game. That's all I said. I ain't say that he could lead a team to a championship. I ain't say that he was going to lock down and play defense. I ain't say that he was a glass cleaner. I ain't say none of that. What I said was who he is as a one-on-one player. That was it. But I have such a difficult time talking to people like that because they think they know what they're talking about and they don't. Because they only listen to some things. They listen to talk instead of actually having a conversation. I'm good on that dude, Joe. I'm so good on him.
For sure.
I'm good. I'm so straight on him. Hell no.
We got a super chat from the GOAT, Angie Carr.
Yes.
Angie Carr came through the super chat, says, "Sup, Ox and Chill. W stream like the beam. # bars." Angie Carr always has been, and always will be the GOAT. Shout out to you, Angie Carr.
No, BM, I have not seen it, and I don't want to see it. I do not want to see Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather beam. Stop. I don't want to see that. No, I don't even know what you brought that here for. Why did you bring that to us? Why? Can you give me legit logic and why you brought that up here to us? None of us want to see Mike Tyson get in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. None of us want to see that. Why did you bring that to us? What for? Why did you know how small Floyd Mayweather is, like 5'6", 5'7", like 160 pounds. Why did you bring that here? What for? None of us are watching that. None of us are.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
None of us want to see that. None of us do.
I highly doubt that's going to happen. I don't think that's really
I hope it doesn't, to be honest with you, Ox, because I don't want to see it. I do not.
Yeah, for sure.
Why would you want to see that classic? Why? Why would you want to see that classic? Why? Why would you want to see Floyd Mayweather get in the ring with Mike Tyson? Why? What for? Give me a break. But as you were saying, you were saying something.
Well, just letting the people know that we have reached the end of this great show. It's been a great one. We talked some football, talked some WNBA, talked some NBA, talked about the Hall of Fame inductees. Brandon Katz brought some ruckus. We talked about everything you could talk about today. And we did it all without getting involved in all that mess going on down there in La La Land. We'll let them work that out.
Yes, sir.
Chill.
Y'all know where to find us at. We here every Thursday, every Saturday. Me and my man Big Ox, 4 o'clock on Thursday, 12 o'clock Eastern right here on Saturday. We are here. You know where to find us at. We will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When's the last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, hey, call my big fella. He'll make sure that you get to where you're trying to go. He got you covered. So we will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely, my dude. It's good to see you guys.
No doubt. It was a pleasure as always, y'all. I want to remind y'all that tomorrow you can get your NFL talk, get your NFL fix with the guys on the press box at Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Please don't be late. Those guys, they don't waste no time. They get straight to it. But me and Chill will see y'all on Monday on the panel. You already know what time it is, man. Love yourself. Never, ever, ever, ever drink and drive. Peace.
Later.